Also, I know you've all done a really good job, by the way. I know that there's a lot going on for us at the moment, and I really appreciate the fact that, in accordance with like etiquette, none of you have, I've not seen it brought up, and that's wonderful, But I did kind of want to like touch on it a little bit because Nina is a really close friend to me, and I just want to talk about how it's been making me feel, because I think that we're all in need of a group hug, and I think that I have a good outlook on this kind of thing. So I just sort of wanted to talk a little bit about how this whole thing has made me feel, and I think that how it's making me look forward to the future. So we've said everything that we could ever possibly say about Nina. She's our mom, She calls herself unofficial mom, but I think she is the official mother of everyone in Niji. No matter how old they are, no matter how young they are, she's someone who looks after everybody. And especially for Luxiem, she was there, actually, when we were first added to the Niji Discord, a couple of days before our debut, Luxiem, Nina was the first one who came and spoke to us. I think that because we were the first boys joining EN, there was a level of anxiety from the other girls before we joined, There were boys joining, and, it felt like it was a female-only space before, and so obviously there's a pretty reasonable level of anxiety. What are they going to be like? Is this space going to feel different for us? It makes perfect sense, but Nina was the first one who jumped in VC with us, and she's so extroverted, and she's so, she just made sure that we were included, and she invited us all to collabs, and she came up with so many ideas for how to make us feel included, and I'll always appreciate her for that, and I'll always regret not collabing with her more while I had the chance. From what I know, she's going to be doing a lot over the next couple of weeks before her big day. And in that time, I'm going to try and turn up for as much as I can. Even though I'm going to be on a trip, I'm going to bring my laptop, I'm going to bring my mic, and if she's doing something, I'm going to try my best to be there. But I think that when it comes to the subject of her moving on, there's so much heartbreak, and that's because, I mean, a graduation is heartbreaking, right? It's someone you might have gotten used to being around moving on. But I think that, for me, I've left this experience, and it's not exactly made me feel like, I'm not happy she's leaving in any sense, but what I've seen has, it's like I said in my tweet, she would want you to smile, right? What I've seen from this community since the announcement is just so much love, Great timing, Slack. Great fucking timing. Jesus Christ. Be quiet. I'm trying to have an emotional discussion. Shut the fuck up. Anyway. No matter how popular we are at a given moment, no matter how much we do, no matter how many viewers we pull, no matter how big our events get, no matter how many super chats we get, sometimes it can be difficult to forget just how many people know who you are. And this applies to everybody. Even if you're not a VTuber, if you're just a normal person, sometimes you can forget just how many people know of you, and who like you in your life. And this is not true for anyone more than it's true for Nina. When we knew it was coming for a little while, she let us know in advance, and we had time to sort of like commiserate and stuff. And I recall at the time, it didn't really like fully register when she told me in private. I thought, oh, well, I understand. Yeah, whatever's good for you and all that kind of stuff. But then I think when I was very emotional when it was made public, and I had a chance to really feel the impact and to be reminded of how much she did and how important she was to this family. Because after so much time passes, and after you do so much work, and after you get so stuck into this job, it can be easy to forget your roots, and it can be easy to forget some of the wonderful memories that you made. But I've been going back and thinking about some of the best times, the NijiDab off collab we had. Was it NijiDab? No, well, NijiDab was the second one.
Don't look at everybody. NijiDab. Here we go. So the last group.
Try not to hit your. Okay,
So
try not to hit the person next to you.
Here we go. Here we go.
Bruh. Okay, is it 3, 2, 1 dab or?
No, I'll do a se no. Okay, everybody ready?
This is wait.
Se no. Yeah! Mika didn't die.
What, man?
Mika, go home.
And then NijiMilo, or like just me, Mr. Ike, and Nina meeting up in London for the first time.
The energy gap, the energy gap.
It's Milo!
It's Milo! You got to try it!
Oh, wait. The ASMR shake.
It's kind of like a milkshake, basically.
Everyone listen.
Shaking it in the mic.
Guys, I figured it out. The hashtag Niji Milkshake.
Okay,
NijiMilo.
NijiMilo.
That doesn't even make any sense.
I know it doesn't, but we have now.
Okay, how about that?
We are the only
Niji
Nijisanji members who have shook a can of Milo into the same microphone at once. There we go.
I mean, one of the best times of my life, and it was sort of, I was brand new to this, and Luxiem were in their prime, and we were growing faster than we could imagine, and she was there to kind of ground us and to bring us together and to remind us that it's not just about the work, it's not just about the pressure you may be feeling, it's also about you, and it's about the feelings that you have for each other, and it's about this feeling of family that Nijisanji gives you. You know, and I was reminded of that when the announcement came out, and everyone. I mean, I talk about how VTubing is a niche, and this is true, obviously. But good God, if it doesn't feel like every single VTuber fan, streamer came out of the woodwork to remind everyone how much they loved her. And how much they still do. How huge her impact was, who she knew, who she influenced. And I have to say, even though it is heartbreaking to say goodbye, I went to sleep yesterday with a smile, because I was reminded of how much love there is in this community, and how much attention that we do have. When sometimes things kind of quiet down for a while, the voices that rise to the top tend to be the negative ones. Sometimes people who are happy can be content and can be quiet, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's those voices who say the wrong things, you know, who say bad things, that kind of never really do quiet down. And so you tend to hear them a lot more when there's not much going on. But God, just how much warmth we saw. I spent so long just reading through the replies to her tweet and reading through the comments on the stream that she did, and the amount of people that I recognized and people that I didn't, who all were celebrating the time that they knew her. It was incredible. And even though it is heartbreaking, it was heartwarming at the same time. And I'm really happy that that is the takeaway from this situation. So if I obviously I don't want to talk too much more, because it's a very emotional subject, and obviously it's not me who's going anywhere. I'm staying, you know, creatively I'm satisfied. But the nicest part of all of this is to know that, yeah, people move on sometimes. And she is doing this for her own happiness. She's doing this because she wants something more out of her life. And no one stays in the same place for their whole life. I mean, some people do, but she needs to do this for herself. I can't remember where I heard this, but it really sort of like touched me, and I sort of wanted to repeat it. Well, it's like something I heard a while ago, and then I've kind of thought of my own way of saying it. In VTubing, in this community, we have a tendency to treat graduation like a funeral. We have a tendency to let it feel like the world is ending. But where else in the world do we have a graduation? Well, when it's from a place that you learn, maybe it's university or a high school or whatever, a graduation is a celebration. It's a moment where you look back on the memories that you made, you appreciate how far you've come, and you look forward to what's coming next. You say goodbye, with tears, of course, to people that you've befriended, to the people who carried you along your way. But at the end of the day, it's met with a feeling of excitement, because there will be something new on the horizon. And if I know Nina, if I know her ability to bring people together, if I know her ability to make friends, and to make people like me, who joined and were very shy, feel included, if anyone can do that, it's her. She will find love wherever she goes. And I'm very proud of her, and I always will be. I've got a big smile on because I got all my tears out yesterday. I think everyone else did as well. I don't know. I imagine lots of people will still be crying. Maybe I'll get back to crying later on. But yeah, those are my thoughts about it. It's a bittersweet time, and it's difficult for everyone to have to get used to change, but change happens. I think the thing to remember is that I can't speak for anyone else. I'm speaking for myself and saying that you don't have to worry about me going anywhere. But just like with Nina, you never know. Remember that even though we spend a lot of time together, and even though I share a lot of my thoughts and feelings with you, you never really know what's going on inside Yoroshi's head, truly. You know, they have their own life and relationships and friendships and family and hobbies and interests that sometimes you just can't, well, most of the time, you can't get the true breadth and experience and understanding of through a screen. There's always a lot more going on than you're aware of. A lot of people are fighting a battle that you know nothing about. So my message is to try not to cry. If you need to, it's alright, but remember that, you know, we're here to deliver a magical new experience, and sometimes when a person wants to move on, they move on. So treasure your Oshis while you have them. Turn up to their streams, support them in whatever way you're able to, you know. If you like a streamer and you want them and you want to be there for them, even if you're busy, just opening a tab with their stream on it while they're live and letting it play in the background, that's enough. It shows that you care. And that's all it takes, you know. If you want to do more, do more. But if you can't, it doesn't matter. Everyone's equal here, and we're all a part of the same big family. So that's that. That's my thoughts and opinions on that. And again, just because I know it's a sensitive subject, I want to remind you that I'm not going anywhere. I'm happy here, but sometimes other people need other things from life, and that's how it goes in all walks of life, not just in VTubing, but everywhere. Sometimes a person might work a desk job for 2 years, and then they decide, you know, I need something new. And they say goodbye to their friends they made at that desk job, and then they move on. And that's that. So thanks everyone for listening. Those are my thoughts and opinions on that, and I just want to make sure that everyone's in a good state of mind to remember that it's not the end of the world, and that she's going to be fine, and we're all going to be fine. You know, being in my position, I keep thinking that I want to be like a bit of a caregiver figure like Nina was and still is, but I don't think I can ever live up to her standards, you know, the hard work that she did and the way that she would make people feel included. I think I'm too shy, you know. I'd like to try. I'd like to make people feel welcomed, but, you know, some people are just built different for that, and she's one of them. Please give me a big fart to make me laugh. Okay, alright. There you go. Now we're feeling better.